Hi, and welcome again to this week's episode of Canadian Profits TV. Yours truly, Dave Dubeau, your host. What are we going to be talking about this week? Well, I got a couple of special guests. I've got living legend, real estate legend, Ted Thomas with one last thing about tax liens and tax deed certificates. We're also going to have a visit from my good friend and business life coach, Rob Berkeley, who I spent a phenomenal day with, doing a vision day with last month. And that's what we're going to focus on for this week. I also want to remind you about the upcoming Fast Track Weekend event in Edmonton, the only one that's left. We had one in Calgary a couple of weeks ago. It was phenomenal. The next one is in Edmonton on June 9th and 10th. If you haven't registered for it, make sure you do. fasttrackweekend.com. And again, the theme for the weekend events is financial confidence in uncertain times. What does that mean? That means how can you feel confident? How can you feel secure financially no matter what's going on with the economy? Economy's up, economy's down, flat, whatever. Doesn't matter if you know how to handle it, if you know how to turn lemons into lemonade, so to speak, when it comes to the economy, when it comes to finances. That's what the whole event's about. We've got a fantastic lineup of speakers. Check it out, fasttrackweekend.com. Hey, Dave Dubeau here again. Another quick interview with living legend, real estate guru extraordinaire, tax lien specialist, Mr. Ted Thomas. How are you doing, Ted?
Hey, I'm just great.
Well, great to have you again. Great to have you again on Canadian Profits TV. So, Ted, tax liens. Why should Canadians focus on tax liens in the States instead of Canada?
Okay, well, let's start out. Tax lien certificates are available in all of North America, okay? So let's just refer to North America for a second. Anybody that owns a property, if they don't pay their tax, the local government will issue a tax lien certificate. It's just a simple piece of paper like you'd find like this. Just a simple piece of paper, that's all it is. And you can get that certificate by paying someone else's taxes. Now, why do you want to do it in the States? I'm going to tell you to come here and do it. And I've always told my Canadian clients for well over 10 years, I want you to come to the States because here's the rates of return. So let's just start out on the western part of the state. Let's take Arizona. I'll just give you a couple of examples. Arizona, you can make 16% on your money. Now think about that. Go to any bank in Canada, you can't get 2% on your money. They'll give you 16% in Arizona. Let's go to Iowa, they'll give you 24%. Let's come all the way across to Florida, you can earn 18%. So you can earn 16, 18. As a matter of fact, in Illinois, just come across the border in Illinois, you can earn 36%. So Canada is wonderful, but you're not going to make the kind of money you can come in the States. So come here. You're welcome to come here. There's so many Canadians already in Florida. They have their own lobby in the state of Florida. That's where I live.
Thank you very much. Awesome. All right, here we are again with another clip with my good friend Rob Berkeley. We just wrapped up my Vision Day here in beautiful, sunny, lovely, gorgeous Naples, Florida. My first trip down here. I don't blame you for moving down here. So actually, Rob's got the best of both worlds. He does 6 months in Martha's Vineyard and 6 months in Naples, Florida. So tough life.
We had a good plan.
You had a very good plan, very, very good plan.
And we stuck to it.
There you go. So you actually drink your own medicine.
Well, you know what? If we didn't practice what we preached, A, it would be very hard to do this work.
Exactly.
And B, I don't think things would have worked out quite as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So things are very set up very, very well here. So Rob, again, back to our theme of having so much to do, huge, big to-do list, especially when I'm coming away from this Vision Day. Rob really helped me clarify my plan. So that involves a lot of things to do. So when you got that big to-do list, what are some of your suggestions on how to get it all done?
Well, let's take a step back and think about overwhelm.
Okay.
Okay, so when people have big to-do lists, a lot of times what happens is they get overwhelmed. And the key way to get out of overwhelm is to say or ask yourself, what's the problem here? Is it that I don't know what's most important, or I don't know what's the most important deadline?
What's most important, or what's the most important deadline?
Exactly. So being overwhelmed is not knowing what's the most important thing to do first. And so really what happens is the best thing to do is take your to-do list and ask yourself a set of questions to help determine what's the most important thing to do first. And sometimes the most urgent thing isn't the most important thing.
Quite often.
Exactly. If you're in your own business, the first place I like for people to start is what is going to bring in profit. because profit is what floats all smaller businesses, larger businesses too. But generally, in larger businesses, there's a dedicated selling function, a dedicated marketing function. For entrepreneurs, very often that person can be one and the same.
Right.
So the easy starting place is, of all the things on my to-do list, which one's going to bring in the most profit the fastest?
So which thing on my to-do list is going to make me the most money, the fastest?
The fastest.
Focus on that first.
Right. And then the next thing.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And thank you again for a fantastic Vision Day. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. It was wonderful being with you.
Thank you.
As always.
There you go. Mr. Rob Berkeley, his Vision Day is here. Hopefully we'll get him up one of these days to the Great White North, see what Canada's all about, and help a bunch of Canadians, deserving entrepreneurs and real estate investors really get keyed into their own visions and their plan of action.
I look forward to it.
Awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Yep.
All right, so here we are at the headquarters of Canadian Profits, and we're looking at all of the wonderful submissions that came in for our May coloring contest, and we had, what do we have, 21 submissions. So thank you everybody who sent in your submission. That's awesome. Awesome response to this. And the whole coloring contest had to do with basically, well, Mother's Day, and we tied it in with Queen Victoria Day because it was Victoria Day plus the Jubilee. So Queen Elizabeth is celebrating her, what is it, Diamond Jubilee this time, you guys? 60 years, whatever that is.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell of a long time as the Queen, and that last time that happened, that was with Queen Victoria. So we had this tie-in with Queen Victoria, and of course we're all about Canadian profits, so we had to throw some money in there. Fantastic submissions. I particularly like this one of our buddy Eugene Hagen. A nice picture of him doing the coloring, and we just noticed that his child is in the background, not coloring. Anyhow, Eugene, good job. Everybody who participated. We had kind of a half and half thing of between people having their kids do the coloring and people actually doing the coloring themselves. So everybody had a lot of fun with this competition, and great submissions, great work. I mean, very artistic, because you only had, how many, 3 or 4 pencils, or 3 or 4 crayons to use?
Oh, 4.
4 crayons to use. So to make sure that this is absolutely fair, I have called in everybody here from Canadian Profits and our membership services. So we got Shannon Kolchiski. How you doing, Shannon? Wave.
Great.
Say hi to everybody. Shannon is the lovely lady who's been working with me since day one, getting your newsletters out to you in a professional, timely fashion. Does an awesome job. Then over here we've got Victoria, and if you've ever called into membership services, chances are you've gotten Victoria on the phone. It's her lovely voice that talks to you over the phone. Say hi so people can hear you. Hi, very good. We've got my personal assistant, right-hand person, Tracy Webster. Keeps me organized. God knows she's got her hands full. She's got way more hair than I do still, and it hasn't gone gray yet. We got a brand new member to our staff, Karen Passmore. Say hi, Karen.
Hi.
So Karen's come on to work with us with helping out with the
1 month today.
1 month today, congratulations, with the marketing for Fast Track. So what I've asked these ladies to do is to individually choose their top 3 picks, and then we're going to compile them and come up with our first, second, and third place winners for this year's coloring contest. I have nothing to do with the vote. I'm just going to be compiling everything, and we'll let you know in a second who the big winners are.
Ready, set, go.
Going?
Yep.
All right. Well, it was a close call. In fact, we have a tie for first place, and that's between Dolan and Ardeen. What's Dolan's last name? Dolan Chow and Ardeen Ross, correct? Joss. Sorry, Ardeen. Congratulations, you guys. You tied for first place, so you're both going to get first place, the first prize, which is the Kodak Z18 or whatever it is, the very same camera we do all of the Canadian Profits filming with. Awesome camera. And our third prize goes to Louis, which we got to get the last name. However, because we got a tie for first, we're going to give Louis the second prize. And we've got, everybody's got honorable mentions. I want to thank everyone very, very much for participating. Great job. Kids, you did an awesome job. You winners did a fantastic job. especially considering you only had 4 crayons to work with, so the combinations of colors, and I'm not sure what criteria these guys used for that because they picked the winners, but artistic merit definitely came big into play. So thank you very much. Congratulations to our winners for this month's prize.